broadcasting to you live from our Long Acre studios right here in Lusaka. This is Millennium Kwachi, your first and only business breakfast show. So much packed for today. Now we're discussing business and entrepreneurship. Why businesses fail, why entrepreneurs start but are not sustained in their operations. We have a guru in the studios. We know him as the radical entrepreneur, Mr. Dumisani. I don't want to use the surname. Mr. Dumisani, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning to you.
The surname properly.
Oh, she knows it better?
Dumisani?
No.
I don't want to embarrass myself on set, but it's good to have you back on Millennium Kwacha.
The pleasure is mine.
Awesome.
Glad to be here.
Lovely jackets. Need to get it after the show.
Oh. And you guys are putting on, the swag is on point. The jacket and the shoes on point. The jacket and the shoes matching. Seems you guys are having, since Millennium is, are keeping you well.
They're trying.
But used to join here.
But straight into discussion. You are known as the radical entrepreneur. Done so many business, transport sector. You technology. Tell us about the brands that you've built over the years.
Okay.
The business that you've run over the years.
Okay, so the one that I'm known for so much is DLN Technologies. So that is the business that deals in smart card printers. So now, if you get in a bank, your ATM will be replaced instantly. Unlike what used to happen back in the days where you might have to wait for 2 weeks, sometimes a month, just to get your ATM card. But now it is instantly. So universities are now using PVC cards and whatnot. So that is our space. And people are now using cards on doors and all that. That is our space. So that is a tech company that I am known so much for.
Great.
Then outside that, I have ADAC Investments, which is a construction company. We've actually done phenomenal projects around.
Awesome.
Then we also have what is known as Glad Tidings Software Limited, which is a software company. By the way, that was the very first company that I had.
Oh,
and
Glad Tidings.
Glad Tidings Software Limited. Yeah. And we had a product called Glad Tidings eSchool, which is a school management system. By the way, it is the most used school management system in Zambia. 3 out of 5 schools are using our product. So that is the one that actually gave the breakthrough. And when you hear of trucks and whatnot, it was from that software company that I was then able to buy trucks.
Great.
And did many other things, yeah.
Great. What were you doing with the trucks? It was a transport business?
Yes. It was a transport business. It was a childhood dream. You see, playing with wire vehicles. One time we had a conversation at the village. Now you see, dreams are limited at the village. Not just at the village. Dreams are limited with the environment that you are in. So that side, I remember at one time with my colleagues, playing with wire vehicles. Then this guy says, ningamveremushe kuyenza, truck like 32 tires. So for us, at the village, one who leaves the village gets to Lusaka, whether it's Mandevu, Kanyama, wherever, that one is our hero. At least he's out of the village, he's in Lusaka. So that one is our hero. So among us those, we had a certain uncle who was a truck driver under Sebo Transport. So he had this big truck with a lot of tires. So that one was looked at, wow, I would really wish to be, a truck driver, to drive a vehicle with, 32 tires, 20-something tires. So that was our wish. So one time, when I was driving a truck, a wire truck, a guy said, truck driver, che. Then the other one responded saying, in a not truck driver. Trooper. No, there was a trooper. Trooper, is it Isuzu? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Trooper. Kiweza che trooper, nienza che boss. Nikamsia boss, then chasarani changa. So, but then I said, but why not on?
Yeah.
I said, you do boasting, and whatnot. But it was from then that I had this dream of not just being a truck driver, but owning trucks. So by the time I was 23 years old, from the Glad Tidings software thing, I was then able to buy trucks, these 30-ton trucks.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting, by the way, I remember, and I'll never forget this. At Kabango checkpoint, one of my drivers had trouble with the traffic cops. So they called for me to go there. getting that side, I've never seen a traffic cop that annoyed. He shouted at my driver saying, "Ewe nakuza titana bene bake, not mwana wa bene bake." Meaning I told you to call the owner, not the son to the owner.
You didn't look like the owner.
Yes, because I was just 23 years old. I mean, who owns these big 30-ton trucks?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah. But it was a very interesting journey.
Awesome. 23 years owning a truck and now doing marvelous things, DULN Entrepreneurship Institute. Most of the people that start business, they fail. And today I want to focus why business fail, why entrepreneurs fail. What has kept you going over the years? What principles have you used that people that are watching, also running businesses, can learn from?
Okay, the first principle is that being resolute, that I want to make it. You see, I decided at a very young age that I didn't want to be in poverty. Growing up in poverty was enough. So for me, what pushes me out is the fact that I don't want to go back there. I've seen it, I've felt it, and I don't want to get back there. So I was resolute that I will own up and be in charge of my life, and I will not give any excuse for my failure. You see, that is important for a very simple reason. If you make that resolution, when the economy is crumbling, you will not begin shouting everywhere, "No, the economy this, the kwacha this, the what." Of course, that affects businesses, true, but if you realize that you're in charge of your life, you still have to find a way of maneuvering even the economy, the COVID, and the what, because there are so many things that would make us feel, you know, that things are really bad. But if you are resolved that you're in charge of your life, I think you would be able to stand out regardless. So for me, that is the first thing that I made. No one is in charge of my life. I am in charge of my life. And I'll not give any excuse. In whichever scenario, I'll still push myself up. So that is the first thing that I put up. Then outside that, I learned, you know, hard work.
Hard work.
Hard work, inevitably. Of course, this sounds like a broken record because everyone talks about hard work and whatnot. Now, here's a simple thing. If you have two people, one who works smart, of course there is this notion to say, no, working smart and working hard, yes. But these are not mutually exclusive. They can be mutually, they can actually be inclusive because you can work smart and work hard at the same time.
You can combine the two.
You can combine the two. So it is not like if you're working smart, then you can't work hard. So one who is working smart and doesn't work hard, and one who is working smart and works hard, the one who works smart and hard has higher chances of becoming very, very successful. So I have just resolved that hard work wins. Hard work increases your chances of success. Because naturally, as human beings, we are naturally lazy. You know, like all of us are naturally lazy. You might think that, no, me, I'm a hard worker. No, it is not true. You are lazy, you are pushing yourself to work hard. And here's the simple justification. Imagine if you had all the money in this world. You can travel everywhere in this world at any time. You can buy any car that you want, be it Rolls Royce, the Range Rover, at any time, instantly. You just wake up, okay, Rolls Royce, where can I buy it from? Like instantly. You can build any house. You have all the money. And the money is enough for you to live up to the time you die and live enough for your children. Would you be waking up at 05 to report for work? Or would you be waking up at 04 to say, no, I need to plan? Plan for what? You would be sleeping and, you know, being on the beach and whatnot. Why? Because naturally, we want to have it the easy way. It's a natural thing. We want to enjoy life. It's a natural thing. We work for a simple reason, because we want to maintain our life, or we want to aspire for more. So now, with that said, if you are to be extremely successful and outstandingly successful, then you must be willing to outwork, out-improve, and uphold excellence. Because the dreams that you have are the dreams that everyone else has. But we cannot achieve those dreams. It is only those that are willing to outwork. They are the ones that are going to have that.
But now there are certain circumstances where, yes, you've put in the principles, but life happens. You are scammed. Just, you posted some time ago where you lost, if I'm not mistaken, it should be over 300,000 kwacha. Tell us about that. How do you deal with such negative circumstances? You have put in the principles. You're working hard, working smart, you're resolute, but things happen.
Okay.
Like
well,
in your case.
all right. So that was $19,296. So now
It's a huge amount.
it's about 400,000 kwacha. And also, it was not just, so I was scammed of that because I was buying things to be supplied to a certain client. And the client was supposed to pay me $40,000, which is like, you know, over 800,000. So when I was scammed of that 19,000, I even delayed supplying in the process. Then that 40,000 was actually cancelled. So in total, I lost over 800,000 in one scam. And of course, for those that might be watching, you might have to be super careful on emails and just maybe double check and just make sure that you are communicating with the right people, because they intercepted communication. And by the time the invoices were coming in, they were coming from a wrong, you know, email address. Then in the process, you ended up sending money to a very wrong account. Now, putting that aside, how I have dealt with failure, you know, I've failed many times. You know, in 2010, I was robbed of my capital in South Africa. You know, 2013, I made a massive loss in a tomato project. 2014, one of my newly added trucks, Volvo FS12, was involved in a tragic accident, which actually led to the closure of my transport company. I was scammed and all this. So all these ups and downs have actually been there all through. But one thing that has kept me going, it's two principles. So the first one is biblical. I don't know if you're Christians.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so Genesis 1:26 and Genesis 1:28, where it says, I have given you dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds in the sky, and everything else. The key word that I want you to underline is that dominion, meaning God has given us dominion. Not that we will own anything, but we will have dominion. So when you have dominion, you just have control. So I understand that I really own nothing. Naked I came, naked I'll go. So that doesn't bother me, because some people think they own. So as a consequence, when they lose, they want to commit suicide. They actually get into depression. So for me, my feeling is that I just have dominion. And it is for a simple reason. If I died today, the suits that I have, the vehicles that I have, the houses that I have, they will begin sharing. Why? Because I owned nothing. I just had dominion. So after burying me, they will be sharing. So I understand it from that angle. Then number two, I look at my life as a movie. Imagine watching a movie where the starring Millennium, from the beginning of the movie, he's beating everyone up to the end of the movie. Would that movie be interesting? It would be boring. So the owner of the movie must be ill-treated, must be betrayed. In fact, even on the last fight, he must be beaten hard. Then he will fall down like he's almost done. Then he will wake up in slow motion. When he wakes up in slow motion, then you say, ah, he's now back. Yes. Then that is what makes the movie interesting. So to answer your question, that gets me going.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, before we let you go, I'll ask you a very personal question, and I'd want an answer. You have amassed some success, you know, in some sense. You're an icon, a brand. You have everything sorted, driving a very big, nice car. So money is not a problem at the moment, from my perspective. But people ask, but why isn't he marrying? I want an answer on that one.
Wow, that's really personal. Really personal.
I would want an answer on that one. What is delaying
the marriage process?
You officiate recently, even officiating as guest of honor at wedding. I've seen you officiating several times as guest of honor, but yet the man is not marrying.
Okay, it is circumstantial that I'm not married. It was my wish to marry way earlier. In fact, my plan was to marry at 25, because by 25 I had my first house and whatnot, and I was reasonably comfortable. But I was then disappointed. Then I said, okay, fine, maybe 28. 28 passed. Now I'm now 31, but quite painful. So to me, I have realized one thing. I think marriage is an achievement. Now, that's a statement that will
bring about a whole lot of
I love that.
So marriage is an achievement.
Awesome. Please say it again. Marriage is what?
An achievement. Okay.
For a guy.
So truly, it is not easy. And I can say this. starting a business and having a successful business is easier than finding a marriage partner.
I love that perspective. I
so I am
I feel like we need to come to call you back and discuss that part. That one needs to be discussed.
Yeah, it's easier to start a business, to run a business, than to find a marriage partner.
To me, I think starting from scratch, a business from scratch, I can make it really successful. That is much, much easier for me than finding a marriage partner. But I'm doing the best that I can. And I always feel bad, you see, when I'm actually invited to be the guest of honor. I've officiated, I don't know how many weddings as the guest of honor. And I keep wondering, what should I even say? Because sometimes guests of honors come in and give a CV. You see, we've actually been married for 25 years. But for me, when I go there, just the principles and... well, it's a tough one. And congratulations to people like you who are married, and please keep it that way. We are looking forward, and we are looking up to you guys.
Thank you for coming through on Millennium Culture, Mr. Demisani. It's always a pleasure to have you.
The pleasure is mine.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
We'll need to visit the Entrepreneurship Institute very soon. We'll contact you.
No, you should. Lives are being changed, and the future is being redefined. Businesses are being built, and that is the place to be. You are very welcome.
Nice.
Awesome. You're still watching Millennium Culture, your first and only business breakfast show, streaming live from our Long Acre studios right here in Lusaka. We go on a break. When we get back, we discuss SMEs. How can SMEs survive in the advent of COVID-19? We have Liapa Mbewe who will be running us through that discussion. We'll be back shortly.